everybody, first day of spring. My name's Dave Norona, and today we're going to talk about getting your bike out for spring, getting ready for the trails, and we're going to sort of talk about it in 3 stages. The first is going to be the 3 necessary things that you need for when you're out in the bush. First being a set of bark busters, and this is a must-have for anyone riding in the bush. Number 1, they protect you from branches and trees if you ever are going through narrow trees with your bars. And secondly, they also help protect your levers if you ever drop the bike. So they're a real must-have when you're bush riding. The second thing we're going to talk about is a skid plate. As you can see, frames today are quite expensive. They're very extensive, and one way to protect them is using a skid plate. And this is from Scorpion Racing, their heavy-duty skid plate. I've been using one of these for 4 seasons, and they're actually absolutely bomb-proof. And they just protect you when you're going over rocky logs, all that sort of stuff protects your frame. The third thing, we're going to switch it up a little bit. You'll notice I've moved to KTM XCW 200. But for protecting your pipe in the front is one of these pipe guards. Whether you get it in aluminum or carbon fiber, one of the essential things to have to protect your pipe from rocks coming up, especially if you drop the bike, because the pipe's really hot, it's much easier to dent. So one of these pipe guards is just a must-have. All right, well, the second stage we're gonna talk about is you don't need them right off the bat, but they are a really good idea. These are actually from Scorpion Racing, the rad frames, and you can also get the rad guards. The rad guards protect your radiators from all 4 angles, and the rad frames actually protect them from the outside and inside. Radiators these days are really light, so that make the bikes overall light, and they can be quite fragile, especially if you drop it from a side impact. And these rad frames just work awesome. They are bomb-proof, really easy to install. Moving to the back of the bike, one of the very important things, I've bent a rear disc before, especially if you ride in really rocky, gnarly areas, and this is actually a shark fin right from KTM, bolts on in about 10 minutes, and it actually will save your disc if you hit it on a really hard rock or anything else that you manage to take your bike through and hit it. But a great idea to save these expensive discs when you're out riding. All right, well, the third stage we're going to talk about is not really needed, but if you're a real enthusiast and love bush riding or racing, you cannot go wrong with getting a steering dampener. And what this does is it eliminates any of the shake that you might get on the bike. And also, if you're riding really gnarly terrain, especially rocky terrain, and the front end is all over the place, the steering dampener just takes that edge off. And you can take it from 1 right to 8 if you're way out in the sandy desert and you're just pinning it for long periods of time. So as you can see, we've taken you sort of through the 3 stages. You don't need to get it all at once, but do it as your budget permits. And again, it's all this stuff's really designed to protect your bike so that you have to replace parts that are expensive less often and keep you out there riding.